Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. I want to go over one of our core offensive packages. We call it a Bristol, Tennessee Speedway series. What this is a boundary wide slot alignment that the University of Tennessee has used very successfully, specifically using their vertical choice concept. Let's take a look. So why are we doing this? It forces the defense to match your slot formation now into the boundary and equate numbers. Like I say, evolve simplicity. It also gives us open grasp to both sides, both the field and the boundary. Again, what University of Tennessee has done very successfully. What we're doing is then we're going to use the field for RPOs and PROs, which reverses our spread alignment tendency. And also then we can combine it with boundary play action pass series, as I said, the vertical choice with Y crosser concepts that Tennessee uses so well. How we're doing this, we'll just chunk our core RPOs and core pass concepts. It's different, but it's the same for us. And then again, we want to use our principles where we see numbers and take advantage of that with RPOs first, look at blocking angles, but then we have the field now as a changeup. So here's a visual of Tennessee doing it. The ball's in the middle. It doesn't have to be in the hash, but you can see now to the upper right, we've got the Z and the A both stacked on the edge of the numbers, and the X is still down on the outside of the numbers. You can see it really stretches the defense, creating grass both ways now. What we're looking to do first is run our core RPOs outside and inside now to the field. In this case, it would be to the left with our H and our X. If you're a zone team, then we would go with, again, outside in approach with stretch zone first. You can see nothing changes. RPO, we always read the will backer. He fills, will drill now looking hot. A to the Z on the lookie. If he sits, the back will get, and now we've got great angles, numbers, and field all at the same time. What's great about this package is you can also then run your fly sweep or jet sweep to the field. Nothing changes. We just use our same stretch RPO rules. One key point, I like to run this where the A receiver motion is getting it so that we can still have a mesh and read on the will backer, just like any other RPO. So timing would be to snap when he gets to the hip of that right tackle. Your inside RPO then, if you're a zone team, is your split zone. And you can see now again we're reading that hanging weak backer, which is the will in this case, doing our pre and post snap reads. If you're a gap team, then we just go to our gap sweep RPO, exactly same post snap read of the will backer, but now we get pullers to the field. Again, if you are a gap team for inside, we would look to run our power RPO. Again, now we're doing it to the right. That would be the field side. We're going to read the Sam. If he fills, we'll drill now that glance with all that open space to the field. Second phase of the Bristol series is now to take advantage of defensive numbers when they adjust heavy to the field, and we're going to use a play action pass series back to our wide boundary slot. You can see here we're going to do a University of Tennessee's vertical choice concept first. One of the key components when we're doing Bristol with all of the Bristol pass series, the H will do a classic Y cross route. We call it an over route, where he's going to go release underneath the Sam, but then get over the mic, finding open grass in that 15-yard range in the third level. Next then, we're going to have the Z receiver go first and do a two-step hot slant and then under the backers. The A receiver will go behind him and now run the choice route. We say if he's even with the corner and the corner has his shoulder still square to the line of scrimmage, he's going to go ahead and run his go. If he's even, we're leaving. If the corner drops or turns so that his back is to the line of scrimmage, now we're going to go ahead at about 14 yards, 12 to 14, run our tracer route, turning inside and just sit in that open grass along the sideline. Last opportunity is if there is no safety and the DB is even and he's outside, we can go ahead and take our glance to the skinny post. Last then, as I said, it's play action. So the quarterback and running back will do a rocker. Back is going to check six-man pro, Sam to Mike or Mike to Sam, inside out. And then check release into a swing route. The X will always run a 10-yard in. If it's man, he'll run him across. If it's zone, then he'll settle into that open grass also. Quarterback is going to simply read now after on his rocker looking for the hot. If he doesn't have hot, then as he takes his three-step back pedal, he's going to read the dog all the way for the choice route. Now the out on all of this is if there's any gray area. He doesn't have a definite open receiver in the reads with the hot or number one, then he's always looking for the H on the over route in that open space. Again, this is the Bristol choice, but now out of a one high look. And you can see now we've created a real numbers problem with the wide slot. Again, quarterback is going to do his rocker fake with the back, looking for that Mr. Zero or Will blitzing, and we can hit the Z hot. If there's no blitz, then we're just going to go right with our eyes to the dog, reading them for the choice route. Again, if we don't feel like we have a definite read that we like with the choice, we're always looking for the H back on the over route in open grass. The next Bristol pass concept is called a Bristol smash. This is the same as what we would do for a combination route, the Z and the A, with our waggle concept. You can see the A is going to go ahead and run a post bender corner, and then the Z will run a lookie and whip back out. The H, again with all Bristols, runs the over, looking for open grass, the X, the 10-yard and in, and the back is going to check release, checking the Mike to the Sam to the swing. Again, quarterback here now is simply reading the dog all the way. Again, if there's a maybe, we want to go ahead and go shallow with the whip route all day. If the dog comes up tight or goes in on man and the corner's wide open, that's the one time we take it. Again, if there's maybes with the dog, we're not sure, and they're playing 1 and 2 right between there, just look for the H back on the over route. And then we've always got free access side with the 10 and the swing. Here it is against one high safety. Again, if you're getting a cover one, man under, great concept, man beater. Again, we would look for one on the whip first, but if the dog goes in on the lookie, then we've clearly got a mismatch with the A running the post corner against a Mr. Zero. As always, gray area or maybes, find that H on the over route with the check downs to the 10 and the swing. Last is great with 2 minute is what we call our orbit, Bristol orbit. Real simple here. The Z is going to go ahead and run a sluggo go route to run the corner off hopefully, and then we'll go ahead and run a 10-yard square out with the A receiver right into the short side of the field on the sideline. Again, if the Will does a great job covering that underneath, then we see we can have the H back on the over right in that hole. And again, check down with free access to the 10 and the swing. Last is Bristol orbit out of one high safety at cover 3, classic flood, where we're going to look for the Z on the go to the 10-yard out, to the over in the hole there, green grass, and then we've got the 10 and the swing on the back side. What you want to do with the Bristol Pass Series is pick one to get really good at, whatever fits your personality, your philosophy, and what you're doing similar to that, and then continue to build off of that. The idea is to give your quarterbacks easy, simple reads with easy, simple throws into the short side of the field, but you're doing this when you have good numbers to have a high completion percentage. Thanks.